Today I want to invite you on a journey back to something fundamental, something that lies at the very core of who we are. Beyond the careers we pursue, the accolades we collect, the wealth we accumulate, or the titles we wear, there is a single foundation that shapes us, sustains us, and shelters us through every storm of life: our family bonds. Family, however we define it, whether it is bound by blood, adoption, friendship, or love, is not just a group of people living under one roof. It is the crucible where our character is formed. It is the place where values are planted like seeds, where trust is tested like steel, and where love, at its best, grows unconditionally. But like steel, like seeds, and like love itself, family bonds do not simply emerge strong and lasting. They must be forged. They must be built deliberately, with effort, sacrifice, and patience. And so, the theme I want to explore today is this: forging strong family bonds. The power of connection. Let me begin by asking you, when you look back on your life, what moments shine the brightest in memory? Is it the car you once bought? The promotion you celebrated? Or is it, perhaps, the laughter you shared with your children? The evenings when your parents held you close? The times you sat with siblings until midnight, whispering secrets into the dark? It is the connections that endure. Psychologists and philosophers agree on one truth: human beings are wired for connection. From infancy, a child's survival depends not only on food or shelter but on the touch, the gaze, the voice of their caregivers. And as we grow, that need for connection never disappears. In our families, we find the first classroom of life. Before we ever learn arithmetic or grammar, we learn love, or its absence. We learn trust, or betrayal. We learn compassion, or indifference. The family is where we discover whether the world is safe or threatening, whether we are worthy or unwanted, whether life is to be embraced or endured. This is why forging strong family bonds is not a trivial matter. It is not something that can be left to chance. It is the very work of building lives that can flourish, of creating societies that can stand the challenges of modern life. But let us acknowledge a difficult truth: forging these bonds is harder today than ever before. The modern world, with its dazzling speed and endless distractions, often pulls families apart more than it brings them together. Parents are exhausted from long workdays, children retreat into screens, siblings live in separate worlds. Dinner tables, once places of laughter and storytelling, too often fall silent. Instead of eye contact, there are notifications. Instead of listening, there is scrolling. We live in a culture that tells us success is measured by how much money we make, how many followers we have, how quickly we climb a corporate ladder. But rarely does society remind us that success is also measured in how deeply we love, how faithfully we stand by one another, how resilient our families remain. If we are not careful, we may build skyscrapers but destroy homes. We may conquer markets but lose our marriages. We may invent technologies that connect the globe but fail to connect with the people right beside us. Forging strong family bonds, therefore, requires courage. It requires resistance to the tide of modern life. It requires us to declare, "I will not let my most important relationships be casualties of busyness or neglect." What does it mean to forge? The word, forge, is powerful. To forge something is to shape it under fire and pressure. It is not a casual act. A sword is forged in the fire, beaten with hammer and anvil until it becomes sharp and strong. In the same way, strong family bonds are not simply inherited, they are forged through fire, through pressure, through intentional acts of love. This forging happens in three ways. 1. Through time, the gift of presence, the hours spent together. 2. Through trials, the storms weathered, the struggles faced side by side. 3. Through tenderness, the daily acts of kindness, patience, and forgiveness. Allow me to expand on each. 1. Forging bonds through time. Time is the raw material of connection. Without time, there can be no closeness. And yet, in our world, time is the rarest commodity. We trade it for money, for productivity, for entertainment. But families grow on time together. It may not always be glamorous or Instagram-worthy. Sometimes it is as simple as eating together, walking together, or sitting quietly together. Yet in these ordinary moments, extraordinary things happen. Trust deepens, love grows roots, and children learn that they matter. A child will rarely remember the toy you bought them, but they will always remember whether you were there to cheer them at the school play. A spouse may forget the expensive gift, but they will not forget whether you sat with them when their heart was breaking. Time is love spelled out in hours. Forging strong family bonds demands that we rearrange our priorities. It means sometimes saying no to overtime, no to another meeting, no to endless scrolling, so that we can say yes to what truly matters. 2. Forging bonds through trials. No family is immune to hardship. Illness strikes, finances crumble, disagreements arise, mistakes are made, There are seasons when the very fabric of family seems to tear. But here lies the paradox: it is often in the fire of trials that the strongest bonds are forged. Think of the families who endure war, migration, poverty, or loss, and emerge not broken but united, because they clung to one another. Trials test the mettle of our relationships, but they also refine it. When we face difficulties, we are given a choice. We can turn against each other in blame, or we can turn toward each other in solidarity. Families that endure, families that remain strong, are those who say, "We are in this together." We may not have much, but we have each other. Every scar becomes a reminder of survival. Every shared burden becomes a thread of loyalty. 3. Forging bonds through tenderness. Finally, there is tenderness, the everyday practice of love. Strong families are not built only on grand gestures but on daily acts of care, a word of encouragement, a patient ear, a shared laugh, an apology when we've hurt someone. Tenderness is the language of the heart. It softens anger, heals wounds, and strengthens trust. It is easy to be kind to strangers, polite to colleagues, and generous to acquaintances, yet sometimes we forget to show the same gentleness to the people in our own homes. Forging strong family bonds means deliberately choosing tenderness. It means saying, "Thank you," to our spouses, "I'm proud of you," to our children, "I'm sorry," when we are wrong. It means recognizing that behind every family member's role, parent, child, sibling, spouse, there is a human being longing to be seen and loved. The fruits of strong family bonds. What happens when we commit to forging strong family bonds? The fruits are countless. 1. For the individual, a person who grows up in a supportive family carries within them a reservoir of resilience. They know that no matter what happens outside, they have a place where they belong. Such a person can face life's challenges with courage, because they are anchored in love. 2. For the family itself, families with strong bonds weather storms with unity. They may bend but they do not break. Conflicts may arise, but forgiveness mends them. Successes are sweeter when shared, failures are lighter when carried together. 3. For society at large, strong families are the foundation of strong communities. When homes are filled with love, streets are safer, workplaces are healthier, and nations are more stable. Every investment we make in family is an investment in the future of humanity. Practical ways to forge stronger bonds. So how can we, in practical terms, forge these bonds? Let me share a few guiding principles. Be present. Put down the phone. Turn off the television. Look into the eyes of your loved ones and truly listen. Presence is the greatest present. Eat together. Research shows that families who share meals regularly have stronger connections and healthier relationships. Create traditions. Whether it is a weekly game night, a yearly trip, or a simple ritual before bed, traditions become anchors that give families identity and joy. Celebrate together. Rejoice in each other's victories, however small. Acknowledge birthdays, achievements, and milestones with genuine enthusiasm. Forgive quickly. Do not let grudges poison the soil of your family. Apologize when needed, forgive when wronged, and move forward with grace. Speak words of life. Encourage, uplift, and affirm one another daily. Words can either wound or heal. Choose to heal. Serve one another. Love is not just spoken but acted out. Do the dishes, help with homework, care for the sick, and lighten each other's loads. These practices may seem simple, but over time, they forge unbreakable bonds. A vision for the future. Let us imagine a world where families once again become havens of love and strength. A world where children grow up secure, spouses grow old cherished, and elders are honored. A world where the dinner table becomes a place of laughter rather than silence, where forgiveness flows more easily than resentment, and where the bond of family withstands every storm. This vision is not utopian. It begins with us, one family at a time. Each choice we make, each hour we give, each word we speak becomes part of the forge. We are the blacksmiths of our family's future. Hear this: forging strong family bonds is not easy. It will demand sacrifice, patience, and humility. It will mean choosing presence over productivity, tenderness over pride, unity over division. But the reward is immeasurable. A family that is not just surviving but thriving, not just existing under one roof but truly living as one heart. And so I leave you with this call: make your family your masterpiece. The world may forget your titles, your bank accounts, your accolades. But it will never forget the love you sowed in your home, the bonds you forged with your own flesh and blood. As the old saying goes, at the end of the day, you can always replace a job, you can always buy a new car, you can always earn more money, but you can never replace your family. Let us then take up the hammer and the fire. Let us forge bonds so strong that no storm can break them, bonds that will endure for generations. For in the end, it is not what we build outside our homes that will define us, it is what we build within them. Thank you.